What's going on, guys? This is Squad Up Wholesalers Week coming to you live. I got my man Blake here. What's up, Blake?
What's up?
Coming from Tyler, Texas, man. I'm calling you from Lakeland, Florida, and we got a special guest today, and it's a successful real estate investor, wholesaler. I think everybody has already kind of been introduced to him a little bit. He's in our Squad Up Wholesalers group, and we want to talk to him today and kind of pick his brain and see what he can share with us to help us get a little bit more successful and do some more deals. That's what it's all about, man. Right, Blake?
That's what it's all about.
That's what
Getting
it's all about.
deals and, you know, getting paid.
Getting paid. All right. So let's see. He says our voices are messed up. I don't know. We'll find out. I think it's good on your end.
I can hear you.
Do I sound messed up?
You sound good on my end.
Okay. How about anybody in the chat want to let us know if you can hear us good, if everything's coming through on your end? We are live in the Squad Up Wholesalers group, guys. If you are not a part of the Wholesaler Squad Up group, I encourage you to join us, man. You can go actually to squadupwholesalers.com. It'll take you straight to the Facebook group so you can join and learn how to get into the real estate investing arena. And someone just said clear to me. So whoever's listening says clear to me. Oh, Lance went bye-bye. All right, we might have to bring him back here in a minute. Maybe he has to jump back out. But anyways, there he is. So let's try to bring him on here, Blake, and I'm gonna let you be the interviewer. You can be the what's a good one out of Mike Wallace today and give him a little
Okay.
and I'm going to bring him on. So I'm going to jump off here and then let him jump on here. So without further ado, let's bring on Lance Williams. What's up, Lance?
Uh-oh.
Oh, we lost. I think we lost him again. All right, he must have some.
I can hear the voice issue when he came on, and then he's
Yeah.
switching to his laptop.
Okay, gotcha.
I like the Barbara Walters, man. I'm old school.
Yeah. Well, let's do this. I'm going to let you take over here because I gotta do some producing, man. I gotta be behind the scenes today. So for those of you who are going on, man, you'll have to see Blake's pretty face, and then Lance will come on and we'll join in. So pay attention to the private chat, Blake. That way I can let you know what's going on. But if you need me, holla, man. Go for it.
I sure will. Hey guys, I'm waiting for Lance. I'm so excited to talk to this guy. You know, when I first got into the real estate industry, buying off of MLS was like the no-go. It was like the uncharted territory, or there's so many obstacles because there's so many people involved in that transaction. So there's so many more people you got to get through instead of just the seller. So hearing this guy, and I've seen other guys do it. I've never been able to do it myself personally, but I have seen other people being able to do it. And then when he mentioned he did it, I said, man, this guy can add value to this group. This story can add value to this group. And that's what I want. I want people to be able to get value out of this group so that they can go out, repeat exactly what we're doing, and start providing an extra income for their family. If they want to save up for something, this is a way to put stacks of cash in places while you do your regular job, or make it full time like I do, and be able to, like I said, do this full time. So I think Lance said he's good now, so I think he's going to be coming in shortly, and we will start from the bottom and end up at the top with the cream of the crop. You know, get the golden nuggets. So just give us a few more minutes and bear with us momentarily. By the way, if you've gotten value out of this group, please comment below, comment on this video if you're watching it at any point in time, and tell us, yes, we're getting value. Also, if you have any questions, please reach out in the group. please reach out to Frank, to me, to anybody else. We want to squad up. We want nothing stopping you. I want nothing to stop you. Even if you're doing something else, at least reach out and say, Blake, can I do one thing? What's one thing I can do? Reach out to me. We'll figure out your situation, where you at, how much time, what all you can, do in your little area. Lance is going to share some value on what he's doing in his area. And like I said, I just want to bring everybody together, learn, grow, and make money. That's the bottom line. That's the whole reason why I'm even involved in this situation, is so that people like me 3 and 4 years ago has a place that they can come to and get answers, get solutions to the problems that they're facing, so that they can get their first deal, they can get their second deal, they can get their third deal, and vice versa. I don't know why those lights. Why we still have those lights here? But anyways, I don't even have fixtures for those. Actually, I do. Okay. So now I know why I still have those lights. But anyway, this is so widescreen, like it's my fat head goes top to bottom pretty easy, but it doesn't stretch side to side very much. But anyways, I've had sellers backing out of deals. So we're trying to figure out what's going on with those. Title companies have had problems. I have said so many problems out of title companies. It has been unreal the past 3 weeks. Hey, Lance. He came in and he got gone again. Some reason it keeps kicking him off. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, I had to handle that. We are ready to roll. I know we are. He's getting in and out. I don't know if he's around a good both people. But we're ready to roll as soon as we get this technicals figured out. I'm sure StreamYard is loving this. But anyways, while we're waiting, sorry I didn't mean to text like that. Just title company problems after title company problems. That's one thing why I stress squatting up, is for situations like that where we got title company problems. And let's say you're working and you can't stay on that, or vice versa. You want to go get another deal. You don't have time to sit around your phone all day replying back and forth to title companies 10, 15 emails a day. And then we're going back and forth between the seller and the title company and you, and trying to make the deal happen. Um, so that's why it's good to squat up, because you got like that right there. Like I just keep having it nonstop. You got to be very explanatory. You got to go back and forth with title companies. You got to go back and forth with sellers. You got to do it in a way um, that doesn't. Sorry, I got to word this correctly. Okay. All right, now I'm back. But this problem, I can go into this deal. So, make a long story long. Um, I had a contract with the seller. We were going to close, and he wanted to stop the sale for a little bit because his wife was in a nursing home and she was doing not doing very well, and wanted to wait until she maybe went to be with the Lord. Let's just call it what it is. And so I said, okay, I understand that, and we'll wait. So I mean, we didn't have no choice. You have to wait. So we waited, and then after she passed away, we had some deal with she had some deal with Medicaid, and so okay, there's Frank. Okay, I can't hear you, Frank. I think you're on mute.
Hey,
There you are.
what's up, guys? Sorry about that. Had some calls to take care of. We're living on the edge today. Looks like Lance has had some troubles getting on today, and he was our special guest, so that we can pick his brain and dissect how he does what he does. And it looks like he was on a few times, and then as soon as we try to put him on, he pops out there. Oh, yeah, he's back again. All right, all right.
Let's go, Lance.
Lance, we're gonna have to take all that money you make and upgrade your technology, man. We'll give you a little help with that. But anyways, just let's see if we can get them on now. Everybody, cross your fingers, hold your breath. Here we go. Are you there?
What's up, man?
There you are, man.
Lance.
Come on, man.
I'm good.
All right, man. What's going on? The wind blowing too hard over there? Is what's happening?
Yeah, no, I don't know, man. My phone, y'all were sounding like chipmunks on my phone. So then I had to open my laptop up. Then I had to download Chrome. Yada yada yada. I got you. You're good, man.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
okay. I got you. Well, I'm going to jump off here. I'm going to let Blake take over. He's got some questions for you. Y'all have fun.
What's going on, Lance?
What's up, brother? How are you, man?
Man, just trying to make it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Anyways, so let me ask you. I mean, how long have you been doing this? I mean, how many deals have you done, or how many deals do you do a year? And tell us about that.
Gotcha. So there's a short and a long to that. Okay. So I've been in the construction side all my life, right? I tried wholesaling, and when I was 18, So 10 years ago, or not 11 years ago,
Okay.
I just couldn't get people under contract. I was so young, you know, 17, 18 years old, walking up to people trying to get them under contract. Just wasn't buying it at that time, you know,
Right.
and with no experience, let alone anything else, no knowledge or anything. So I gave it up, you know, continued just working. And then, so only about, I'm going to say 4 months or so ago, 5 months ago, I was like, all right, let's do it. I was like, it's too crazy out there. I'm hearing it. I'm hearing all the success stories from everybody. I know it's legitimate out there. I was like, let's do it again. So I started on market this time.
Okay.
And then, I've only done in 4 months, I've done 3 deals. So now I'm just going to start doing off market now. So I'm starting up my marketing budget and so forth.
So you're saying the first 3 deals were all on market?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay. Well, you've done 3 more deals than I've done on market, so that's good.
Yeah.
I wished you had known about Squad Up Wholesalers 11 years ago. I wished I would have known about Squad Up Wholesalers 11 years ago, because we would have both figured out a way to make it happen then.
Oh, 100%, man. 100%. It sucks because I think about it. I'm like, man, I could be a millionaire times 10, man, if I would have stuck with it, you know. But,
oh, it's great. It's great. Now, 11 years ago, wholesaling wasn't talked about hardly at all. How did you come across wholesaling?
So I was in the construction business, so I knew a couple fix and flippers, and so forth like that. So I heard about them doing transactions. So then I YouTubed it, and there was like one guy, or there's like a couple guys maybe that were on YouTube. So I kind of just followed them, and there was one guy that was kind of local to me on YouTube out of Tampa. I actually was paying him like $500 a month. It was crazy for him to kind of mentor me and have access to his contracts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just couldn't afford it at that stage of my life, and with all that I had going on, I got kids and stuff like that, so it wasn't a good fit for me right then and there. But I still wish I would have stuck with it. But
now, was he pretty open about everything for $500 a month, or was he still kind of
no, no way.
So he was wanting to keep that 500 coming.
It was very limited. You got maybe one call a month. It was insane. There was, if I had a question, it was all strictly through email. He'd get back with me maybe in 24 hours, maybe. I was like, but yeah, it was hard.
Yeah. Okay. So I take it. So now then, when you came back, you said, okay, I'm going to start wholesaling. What did you do first? Did you get you a realtor, or did you just start looking at the MLS yourself? Or?
Yeah. So no, I did not get a realtor. So I went straight to the MLS myself.
Okay. So like your realtor.com, your Zillow.com.
Yep. Redfin and Zillow is what I use.
Okay.
I use them too. And then I know, I guess Florida isn't technically, a dual agency state. But people do it all the time, all day long. How they do it and how they get around things, it's not my decision to find that out. If they're doing it, right?
Right.
I was just picking up the phone, calling realtors regarding their listings with distressed properties, asking them to represent me as well, and going from there.
Okay. So you're asking the listing agent to, hey, work with me too, and let's get this deal closed.
Right. Yep. I asked the listing agent. I say, I have nobody to represent me. Are you willing to represent me as well to get both sides of the commission? And they say, sure.
Okay. All right. So now, I guess being with the construction, you kind of knew what the rehab would cost based on your experience. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah. So I'm fortunate in that factor. My whole family still does construction. So my contractor is my cousin. My AC guy is my cousin. So yeah.
I'm glad that works out, because normally that don't work out. Usually your cousin's the one that screws you over,
Correct.
Okay. So So about 3 or 4 months ago, I guess you started looking at the MLS. You started saying, "Man, if that property had," is that what you're doing when you're going through the pictures?
Mm-hmm.
Man, if that had granite and new flooring, it would go for this.
Correct.
That
Yep.
kind of what your mindset was. Okay.
Yep. So I just go through the pictures, classify it as a fixer upper. Like, perfect. That's me. Call the agent. I get the ARV. I see what the comps are selling in that area. I subtract as far as 30% to kind of cover my profit, closing costs, holding costs, minus repairs. That gives my purchase price. If
And then
I
you go
want
just a little bit lower than that, right?
correct, yep, and then whatever I want my assignment fee to be, I subtract that.
Okay. So when you started doing that, did you already have buyers lined up, like because you knew buyers from this, or did you have to go hunt those down too?
No, so I didn't know any buyers. How I got my buyers is I went back to Redfin, back to the Zillow. I looked at all the fix and flips in that area. I could see, it was purchased maybe 6 months ago, and then now it's brand new everything. So what I did, I called them realtors and said, "Hey, I seen you listed this property. Is that investor still wanting to buy more properties in that area? I have one a couple blocks down." And what the benefit for them getting me in touch with that buyer is they're going to list another property if the buyer buys. So they would say yes or no, and they would bring me a buyer or not.
Now, what was that yes or no percentage? Was it more no's than yeses? Were you surprised that more people that was really, really ready to work with you, or?
Oh, it's probably 90% yes, 10% no.
Oh wow, okay.
And the only reason why it's no is because they have too many on their hand right now.
Oh, okay. But so the realtor always connected you.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that was never a no. Okay.
Nah.
Okay. They're like, hell yeah, here's his
Correct.
number. Call him up. He's dying for him. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Especially if you got them in the same area. And, they love to do. Fix and flippers love to do houses in the same area that they do. They know the area. They know what things go for. They just did one a couple months ago. Why wouldn't they? So yeah.
So what you're doing is, I'm just going to run this down and correct me if I'm wrong. So you're going through these pictures, you're finding the perfect property, you're making the offer. Are these houses that are listed, like, are you hitting these up minutes after they're hitting the market? Are some of these 30 days old? Are they 90 days old? Tell me how that's
Gotcha.
These days on market when you're finding these deals.
Yeah. So there's two strategies that I go by. So the first one is, as soon as it's listed, I run my numbers. Okay. Once I get my numbers, if I'm 15 to 20% listing price, I'll call right then. So it's just been listed 5 minutes ago. I'll call right then, have a conversation, kind of see where I'm going, and then give an offer. If I'm not 15 to 20%, I will not call and put an offer. I will save that as a favorite, and then I will wait for it to go under contract, because it's going to go under contract. Someone's going to overbid on it, put in a high offer. There's virtual, flippers and wholesalers. Somebody's going to come near asking price. They're never going to be able to wholesale it, so I know it's going to come back out of contract. So I will put it in my favorites. As soon as it has a status change back to relisted, I will get an alert. Then I will call and make that phone call. So now the seller is more motivated, right? They just went in and out of contract. They thought they were going to sell the house for a good price. They come to find out that's not really what your house is worth. People hear the market. They hear the market saying it's so hot. Absolutely. It is extremely hot for retail. People think they can get retail price for distressed properties. Distressed properties will always be distressed properties. It's as simple as that. On market or off market, always.
That's what I was thinking the other day. I was like, it's that they may rise in price because investors rise the price.
Correct.
But they'll never go retail if they're not fixed up. It's
correct.
It's been like this since probably early 2000s, and that'll never change from here on out, because less and less people know how to swing that hammer.
Correct.
And they don't have the money out of pocket. So the rehab has to be tied in the loan.
Correct. Yeah.
So it's like it has to be redone now.
Yeah.
Before they get the loan. So, okay. So you're seeing distressed properties, and then you're just, if you're close, you'll call them in.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not close, you save it. Once it re-hits the market because it never sold, boom, you go and attack it.
Correct. Yep.
Now you said you've done 3. Let's start with your first one. How many? Because you were real new then. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can gain a lot of experience in just a few months when you're in it every day.
Correct. Oh yeah. 100%.
When you're real new, how many no's did you get on offers before you finally got a yes?
Yeah. So I'm a salesman by trade as well, right? So as of right now, my full-time job, I sell pest control for a living. I've been doing that now for about 5 years. So I understand it takes 100 no's to get a yes.
Okay.
It's all about numbers, right?
Right.
But as far as for my percentage on what, happened, I would say maybe 40 to 30 to 40 no's on market get you at least a yes and get you something under contract. Whether that's you can really do it or not, then you go out to the property and see and so forth like that. But yeah, so about 30 to 40 no's on market is usually
Right.
a good number for me
Okay.
personally.
So, and that's about, seems what it's been about every deal.
Yeah, well, my second one actually, it was less than that.
And then your third one probably came about like your
Correct.
second one. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Because you get better at it. You, like you said, you start realizing, man, if we're way out of the ballpark, I'm not even gonna waste the time on the phone call. Okay.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. So I kind of, a lot of people just call and they say, as soon as it hits the market, try to call and get it under contract.
Right.
There's too many fish, out there, too many fishermen out there. And you're not, unless you're trying to get it under contract for not a deal, like not a good price as far as what you can really do it for, then, there's no reason for you to call. You're wasting your time because, hedge funds, yada, yada, yada. The list goes on, the people that have more money than you. There's always going to be someone out there, usually most of the time, unless you're using 100% your cash, unless you have your own crew, you're doing your own work. There's going to be somebody out there that has a little bit more spending money and willing to take a little less profit, something. So no, I don't. I kind of stopped. At first, I was calling every single one that hit the market. Boom, I was calling. So then I started learning.
That's where you got your 40 no's from.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, and then I started learning. I'm like, all right, this isn't working. I was like, I got to find a different way to get in and out. And then so yeah, I kind of built my own niche with waiting for them to at least come in and out of contract at least once before I even make calls.
Right. Or if they're just come in because the realtor kind of knows the market and list it right, can talk
Correct.
to them list it right. Cool. Yeah. Also, I know you're probably not targeting the worst neighborhoods. If you see it in a really bad neighborhood, I'm sure you're not even wasting your time. You're looking for stuff that can be remodeled and sell for top dollar. Mm-hmm. Is that kind of?
No, it doesn't matter to me as long as I can find comps in that area. I know there's buyers and there's fix and flippers in that area, and I'm now a fix and flipper myself. So yeah, I'll buy in whatever area.
Okay.
As long as I know there's activity and I can sell.
Now you said comps. I know, there's been a big thing lately going on with MLS data not being shared with the public. I don't know if that's nationwide or just in Texas, but I think it's nationwide. What are you doing now to comp properties if that data is not available?
Yeah. So I still use Zillow. And I do have as far as batch leads as well that I use. But yeah, like you said, some of that stuff's being restricted. MLS. Actually, funny story. I just called my cousin, and he's a realtor, different market and everything. But in Florida, I was like, man, let me get access to your MLS.
Yes.
And he's a real conservative guy. He don't want to do anything like that. I was like, I will pay, you know, I will pay your fees. Just put me on. I'm like your assistant. Put me on as an admin.
Yeah.
But,
See, I live in small rural town Texas. If you don't have MLS access, I've never had MLS data.
Yeah.
So, you know, what I kind of do is I kind of look at what those flipped houses, what you're talking about, what your end buyers are listing at. Because guess what? They've done the research.
Correct.
So they're listing that at a price that they think if they could get about 20 or 30,000 less, they're still good, you know? Yeah. And that's kind of what I've been doing lately to compensate for deals is awesome. But that's a smart move. That's a golden nugget, guys. I mean, he shared that with you. He's going on MLS. He's looking at houses that have just been remodeled, you know, fresh paint, fresh everything. And he's saying, hey, those are my buyers. And he did two houses over. So, you know, that's a great strategy. I don't know if you learned that from just you doing it yourself or if you learned it on YouTube, but
yeah,
either way it works.
Yeah, no, so I got to give, you know, all the praise. A guy by the name of Jerry Norton. I'm sure if anybody's, you know, looked into wholesaling, he's who I learned that strategy from, calling the realtors and looking at them comps and getting cash buyers that way.
Yep.
He's who I learned it from.
Yep, and that's a good move. I've also heard other people, you know, just calling realtors and say, hey, you got any cash buyers on your team?
Yep.
Like I said, they want 3%, but shoot, that's it. So now then, let's walk through. Let's say you've got the property. When you're having that, so these realtors that are getting 6% now, they're not minding shooting the low ball offer now because now they're representing you also, right?
Correct. Yeah. So they're getting both sides of commission. So, you know, let's say your offer may be a couple thousand less than, you know, another person, and but they have somebody else representing them, so they're only getting 3%. Now they're getting 6% with me, and then, you know, they're making more money at the end of the day, even if they, so that, you know, you're supposed to represent everything to the seller, but who knows, you know, they may not represent a higher, you know, that's up to them. I don't force them to do anything, you know.
Right.
So
right.
That's their integrity.
And they're kind of rooting for you, like.
Correct. Oh yeah.
I mean, this guy knows what he's talking about. I mean, you can sit here another 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But I like that they're getting their 6%. So then so let's say, okay, we'll take 60 because I guess you're saying cash, right? You're saying I'm a cash. Okay. Yeah. So then now we move on to the contract. What are your terms as far as buying? Like, are they requesting proof of funds or anything from you?
Yeah. So the first one, he did request proof of funds, and I was able to get proof of funds from a friend of mine.
Okay.
So I just used his bank account basically.
Right.
But after that, when I put my offer sheet in, I say proof of funds to be included upon request. None of them even requested after that.
Right.
And
they never, because I guess the confidence in
you
builds up.
Correct.
I don't request proof of funds for my cash buyers because you can tell somebody who's just had never bought cash before and somebody who has. I mean, it's just a different demeanor.
Yeah. And I'll say one thing when it comes to on market and dealing with realtors and stuff. You know, don't be scared of realtors nowadays. You know, if you've been in the wholesale game or the investment game, and, you know, whether you just watch YouTube videos like me for a month or so, I guarantee you, if you're consuming the right knowledge out there and content on YouTube, you know more than 80%, 90% of them realtors, you know, what them realtors know. Guarantee you. So don't be shy or whatever when you're calling realtors, because, to be honest with you, they don't really know the game themselves.
Hey, a lot of times realtors don't even know wholesaling even exists.
Correct.
So you almost go into the situation where you're kind of teaching them.
Absolutely.
And then they're like, what do you mean? You mean I can do this?
Correct.
So then their eyes light up, and Now you've built a relationship with them, and now they're really rooting for you.
Yeah, and
Um,
my
so
first end buyer on my wholesale deal was a realtor, and I had to walk him through the wholesale process that he was paying me a fee because I told him, all right, this is the price. He said he agreed to the price. He's like, all right, perfect, that's fine. So when I sent him my assignment contract, it states, that I have assignment fee of this. He said, well, what's that? So it's 74 plus your assignment. I was like, no, this is your buy price. I have it under contract for less than that. You will pay me a fee for bringing this deal to you, for making you money.
mhm.
Um, and so I had to walk him through a realtor. I had to walk him through an assignment contract and whatnot. So yeah, and he's a decent realtor in this area. He does high dollar lakefront
Mhm.
properties. He don't know the ins and out of wholesaling and stuff like that.
And he could look at those late locks and just school you on those. You know
Oh,
what I
absolutely.
mean?
Yeah,
That's the beauty of life, is that somebody can be completely ignorant in one aspect of real estate
yeah,
and then be a master in another aspect of real estate. So it's just my mentor, I actually taught him about wholesaling,
yeah.
and he taught me about owner finance. So it was
Gotcha.
a
Yeah,
clean trade, and he was super smart guy.
yeah.
But he just had no clue that you could flip a contract. He'd never done it like that. He's self-made millionaire and never flipped one contract because he didn't know he was doing it, but he didn't know how he was. He wasn't. He was always trying to close on it, at least through an owner finance play,
Gotcha.
and get his name on the deed, and then he would sell it. But which is, people are paying $30,000 now to learn that,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and he was doing it back in the '80s, and didn't realize what he was doing. He was just figuring out a way to make money.
Correct.
Okay, so now then, let's talk about this. So, what does your terms look like when you lock something up under contract with your offer sheet,
Yeah. So
as far as
we-
option period and
yeah, yeah. So I usually do 10-day inspection. I still stick to 10-day inspections.
okay.
Um, nowadays a lot of people throw out 5, 3, 0. Um, if someone's willing to do that, that's fine. I never run my business off of what other people are doing. I
Okay.
want a 10-day inspection, and it's as simple as that because it
Okay.
takes me time to get people out there. So 10-day inspection, I go from either $500 or $1,000 on earnest money.
Okay. So that inspection is like an option, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And do you have option money down, or you just skip that part?
No. So contracts may be a little different from here to there. So basically, we put down, earnest money, and then we have a window, the 10-day inspection, which
Okay.
that's when it's what's called staying soft. So the money's there after your inspection, then your deposit money goes hard and you lose it.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you cancel before the 10 days, you're not out any money.
Correct. You're good.
Okay. Gotcha. And then see, so here we can do in Texas. I haven't tried this, so it may be different, but from what I've saw, people will pay an earnest money deposit, which is past that 10-day.
Okay.
But then before the 10 days, that option period, right? The option to opt out. And some realtors, probably the ones that are representing you, are not going to request it, right? Because they're getting the 6%.
Yeah.
But realtors that are getting the 3% will usually say, we want option money. Option money is basically to cover the cost of that house for that period of time, and taxes, mortgage payment for those 10 days. And that money is actually non-refundable. So you might do 200 option and 500 earnest. So you would actually put down 700, but you would, if you cancel within the 10 days, you get the 500 back, you lose the 200.
Right.
You could probably do a 50 option. I mean, it's all negotiable, but they do request that here sometimes. It's not all the time.
Gotcha.
I take it if you don't mention it, they won't. And if you got a lot of extra cash laying around, why not go 1,000 hard? If they're saying no to 500 or I want option money,
Correct.
well, sir, listen, I can't do your option money, but what if I bump it up to 1,000?
Correct.
Just let's let you know I'm serious.
Correct. Yeah.
And then on your assignment contract, I take it you're asking 5K EMD, or are you about the same awareness?
Yeah. So it depends who I'm dealing with, but yeah, around 4,000, non-refundable,
Right.
non-refundable,
Non-refundable. Yeah.
just to make sure.
Don't sign on the line if you need time. Right.
Correct. Yeah. If a cash buyer can't put down $4,000, $5,000, they can't buy this house. All right.
Right.
And if they're serious about buying it, it's easy for them. They'll put down the $4,000 or $5,000, like I said.
Yeah. Now, I guess you're focused on, well, if they're buying in the same neighborhood, they're already comfortable with that price range.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. And
that's
another way you can do it, which I've kind of been focused on, is you can look at the fix and flips they've done and look at the purchase price before they flipped it. Then that gives you a number that they're buying at. So if you can get a contract of a house the same criteria under that, whatever you want to go, let's say they're buying at 90,000 on that street. If you get it a contract for 70, they're going to buy it for 90 because they just bought the house right down the road for 90 and flipped it. All right. So you can go backwards as well and run your numbers backwards like that. That works as well.
Okay. So, well, and then, so now you mentioned on the first one, you did an assignment with your fee right there.
Mm-hmm.
On the, on the last time, the last two you did a double close.
No.
Okay. You did do a double close. Okay. So all of yours have just been assignment fees. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, are you or your buyer picking title companies, or is the seller picking the title company in your situation?
I will always that'll be in my offer as well, that I select title company.
Okay.
I have found a good title company around here that I use, and yes, seller usually, unless it's like a probate issue or something like that, they'll have an attorney that they'll like to use or whatever, which I don't mind. But yeah, 90% or whatever. Yeah, you want to, as the buyer, you want to get a wholesale friendly title company that knows how to do assignments and knows how to do double closes and stuff like that. So you want to be able to pick that title company out and build that relationship with the title company.
Yep. Okay. Gotcha. Trying to think, man. I think we did it. And then, so when you go to assign that property, now these cash buyers, they're not represented by anybody at this point. When you assign the property, what do you tell your realtor? Like, what conversation are you having with them?
Yeah. So honestly, I don't have a conversation with them. I just let them honestly find out at closing.
Okay.
And the
and
deal.
They just okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good to us.
Yeah. And nowadays, closing, you're never in the same room or anything like that. So seller comes in, closes, a couple hours later, buyer comes or whatever the situation. So most of the time, they don't even realize until after they already got their wire transfer, looked at the HUD, like, oh, so he assigned this one, if they even know even if they even know what that is. But
now, does your title company do blind HUDs where the sellers, so the assignment fees on both HUDs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean by blind HUD?
Correct. Yeah, a buyer gets the one or his side, and the seller gets theirs. Yeah.
Correct. Okay, but there you've not done blind HUDs, and nobody's had an issue with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you? And I guess you hadn't had a buyer back out or have any issues with funding?
Yeah. So I've had plenty issues. No,
So it's just like any other deal, then, right?
yeah. So I'm making it sound short, sweet, and perfect, right? Oh, I could go on and on about the issues I've ran into because
Right.
I don't know the game, right? I'm learning every step I go, from putting my earnest money down for the very first time to, just everything, signing a contract for the very first time. But yeah, I had issues because on my second deal, I was going to fix and flip it myself. So went to go get a hard money lender. And then so everything was in place. I was approved. Everything looked good. I had appraisal set for like 2 weeks out before closing. Once it appraises, then everything would be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Appraisal guy never showed up. Hard money lender couldn't get another appraisal out there for a month later. Seller didn't want to, as far as push back closing. So then I was forced right then. I only had after that, I had like a week left for closing. I had to find a cash buyer and to sign that contract within a couple of days.
Man.
Yeah, so pressure was on.
But you made it happen.
Oh yeah. There's no way I was not making money off that.
We wasn't going to sleep.
No, I lost plenty of sleep over that one. Yeah.
So you do have problems with sellers not. You've had a problem with the seller not wanting to extend, and I guess the realtor are they any help in that or?
Yeah, they're just the middleman. And that they
didn't really try to jump in and try to save the deal or anything.
No.
Okay.
I knew
sometimes you're hoping they do.
Yeah, and I knew I could wholesale it because I got it for a heck of a price. It was listed for 175. I got it under contract for 85.
Wow. Another thing too. So you're buying this deal. I know the buyers are doing their due diligence. They're seeing this listed after you lock it up. Are they questioning that? And what is your answer to that?
Yeah. So some of them say how can I purchase this price for this when I see it on the internet for this price? And then I had to explain, because not everybody, I guess, knows about wholesaling assignments. Even fix and flippers don't know, So I had to explain this is how it works. But for most of them, maybe 70% are okay and don't care
Right.
if it's on market or not.
Okay. Yep. I get them where they're, I've tried to. So I have like a website, so people will be on market and wanting to buy their house or wanting to sell their house with a realtor, but it's taking too long. So they'll fill out the form on my website, and I'll come out and I'm like, yeah, it's listed. And they're like, well, we want to sell today. Like, what's that price? And we'll try to work out that deal. And now I was pushing it. People were like, oh man, it's already listed. We don't, what's up with that? And I'm like, oh, because of this situation right here. And I just am fully transparent,
Correct. Yeah.
Just that's all you can be. And it works out. But okay, I don't know if I could beat this horse anymore. I don't know if do you have anything to add? Let me do that. Do you have anything to add about this?
Yeah, for everybody new, which I am new still, you know what I mean? Yeah, I got a couple of deals and whatnot, working on a few things as well right now. But yeah, as anybody new, just go through the process and just take action. You're going to make plenty of mistakes. You don't learn unless you make mistakes. Stop fooling yourself. Stop thinking, you got to know everything before you can take a baby step. You don't become born and walking. That's life and everything, sports, anything. You have to make mistakes. You have to learn trial and error. And that's the only way, that's the only way you're going to know how to really do it. And after the first deal, you get better.
I can promise you are going to screw this up. I can promise that.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And I promise I'm going to screw up my next deal as well. I'm going to make that's fine. As long as I know what my mistake is, I won't screw it up again.
Yep.
And go from there. But if anybody, wants to hit me up on Facebook or whatever, feel free to. I'll answer any questions or help anybody with anything they got going on.
And I suggest that you do that. Lance is in the group, so
Yep.
he's participating. I mean, y'all can post. You can reach out him directly, and you're an open book. You can
Yeah.
share whatever you can share um, to try to help you. But definitely, it's that taking that first step, and uh, not letting anything really slip through the cracks. If you see something that might be a good deal, reach out to Lance, reach out to me, reach out to Frank, reach out to somebody and say, hey, could y'all check this one for me? It looks like something good, and one of us can check it out real quick and tell you, yeah, or
Yeah.
this is where you might need to be.
Yeah, something that I've heard and learned is, yeah, even if you think you're close and you don't think it's a deal or whatnot, hold on to that and ask for help, because everybody knows inventory's gone, right? So if you have something, just hold on to it. Then maybe we can work backwards and kind of seeing what we can learn from there. Maybe, finding a buyer, maybe asking for a price reduction, whatever the case may be. But at least you have inventory on your hand. You have someone you're communicating. You have a seller. You have something. The only thing you have to figure out now is how you agree on terms and price. But at least you have something. You have inventory, which is everybody's biggest issue right now, inventory.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I'm gonna post a link in the group for a YouTube video uh, where two wholesalers, one of them being Jerry Norton, had a slap fight with another guy on social media, and there's a guy that I follow. His name's Corey Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing the commentary through the argument. So he's calling what he's doing. He's calling Jerry Norton bearded Jesus and calling the other one baby Jesus because they both got long hair.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, you're talking about that young guy. He's out of Florida, I think. Zach, yeah, he's probably maybe an hour and a half out of my market.
Okay.
I'm sure he's in my market as well, but yeah.
Oh yeah. He does like nationwide stuff too. So
correct. Yeah, man.
They were Jerry's like, how much money did you make off YouTube last year? Just want to know. And they were just kind of doing when the young one was calling the old one out, then the old one was like, listen here. Let's pull out the tape measure.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch that debate. I seen it, but I haven't watched it before.
Well, I'm gonna shoot you the link to the commentary because it just is comical. It is so funny the way he presents it.
Gotcha.
But you also get some knowledge out of it. You can see what's going on in the industry. You can see all that. I agree with both sides, man. I mean, both sides make a point, and I can see both. Jerry's side. I can see Zach's side. So because I'm an open-minded guy, I can see. I can agree with everybody. I can disagree with your second sentence, but agree with your first sentence. You know what I mean? So that's how open-minded I am. But I think that before y'all spend any money, look at YouTube. There's a lot of free resources out there that you can get the same information without going and dropping a lot of money. And that's why this group is also created, so that you can kind of not spend the money and actually go get a deal. So
last thing I would say is what y'all guys are doing is perfect, man. It's amazing. Maybe if I had this Squad Up Wholesalers Facebook group 10 years ago, you never know.
Yep.
It's always good to have a place to be able to go and ask questions, and for people in the industry to be able to, from beginners to experts, to be able to answer questions or lean on them. Because you're not going to know everything. So it's pretty cool seeing what y'all are doing.
Well, cool, man. Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you for coming on here and sharing all that. That is, if y'all don't understand, that is thousands and thousands of dollars worth of knowledge over a 12-week course that he literally gave you in the last 30 minutes. So please use that for your advantage and to make income for yourself.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much, and we appreciate you. And man, maybe we can come on again on your next deal and break it down.
Yeah, I'm closing on one now. So this will be my first first fix and flip that I'm actually closing on and going through it and whatnot.
You doing hard money or?
No, I actually found a private investor that's willing, and he used to be a investor himself. He wants to get 100% out of the game and just fund deals. Kind of crazy how I met him, but yeah, he will fund me everything for just a percentage, no points, none any of that stuff.
Wow.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
payments, no nothing.
yeah, no, just at the end of the deal, pay him a percentage, and we walk away. So that's pretty cool. Excited about that.
I am too. I'm excited for you. That's a good deal.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah,
all right,
anytime,
man. Well,
hit me up, man. I'm
yeah,
come on here.
I sure will. And next time when you get done with that one, maybe we can break that one down.
For sure. Yeah, we can
All
do
right.
all the numbers and everything.
All right, man. Well, thank
Cool.
you so
All right.
much, man.
Yeah, man.
Have
Take
a
care.
good one.
Yeah, later.
Later.
See ya.
Man.